The men pretended to be farming, waiting for the German guards to let their guard down. The moment they did, one of the men pulled out a giant pair of bolt cutters and snapped the electric fence, breaking out of the heavily guarded concentration camp. But they didn't get far. One of them stepped on a landmine and was instantly blown to pieces. The Germans opened fire immediately, capturing the other 2 Jews and dragging them back. With ropes around their necks, they were forced onto stools, then kicked off in front of everyone, executed by hanging as a warning to the others. But even that didn't stop the Jews from trying again. One day, 2 prisoners used a water-fetching run as their chance. They suddenly turned and knocked out the German guard with a water bucket, then crushed his throat with a kick, grabbed his rifle, and sprinted into the forest. The other prisoners working nearby saw what happened and seized the opportunity, scattering in all directions and trying to scale the fence. The guards quickly reacted and caught them before anyone could escape. Every last one of them was dragged back. This infuriated the German commander. To avenge the dead soldier, he declared that each escapee had to choose someone to die with them. Anyone who refused would cause 50 random Jews to be executed. With no choice, the escapees had to name someone. Some chose enemies, others longtime friends, and some even chose their own family. Once all the names were chosen, the commander forced everyone in the camp to keep their eyes open and watch. Anyone who turned away or closed their eyes would be shot on the spot. The German soldiers lined up with machine guns and gunned down the escapees, crushing any hope of rebellion. But then, a group of Soviet POWs arrived at the camp. The Jewish prisoners immediately reached out to their leader, begging him to help them break out. That night, the Soviet captain gathered everyone to plan a full-on revolt. Since sneaking out wasn't working, they decided to go on the offensive, kill the German officers, start an uprising, and take over the camp. Step 1 was eliminating the Jewish overseers to prevent them from alerting the guards. Then they cut the camp's communication lines, made dozens of knives out of scrap metal, and hid axes used for chopping wood. A Jewish boy pretended to repair the boiler and managed to grab 2 rifles from the armory. When everything was ready, they tricked a German officer into trying on shoes. Just as one man raised an axe to strike, the officer turned his head and narrowly avoided a fatal blow. Another prisoner quickly rushed in, clamped a hand over the officer's mouth, pulled a knife hidden in his shoe, and killed him, taking his pistol in the process. They pulled off the same trick again, luring another officer into the tailor shop with a wet coat excuse. As soon as the man slipped on the leather jacket, prisoners hiding in the shadows attacked and strangled him. They continued ambushing the guards using different tricks, killing 15 German officers in total. But during a patrol, the last officer stumbled across a Jewish woman hiding with her baby. She begged for mercy, but he shot her without hesitation. Back at his office, he noticed blood on the door and found a dead officer behind the desk. Realizing a breakout was underway, he grabbed the phone, only to find the line cut. He ordered the soldiers to raise the alarm. With their plan exposed, the prisoners rushed into action. The guards opened fire, spraying bullets wildly, but the Jews kept pushing forward, breaking through the fence. Outside, though, the ground was littered with landmines. Many were blown apart as they tried to flee. Still, about half of the 600 Jews made it out alive, marking one of the most miraculous escapes in World War II history.